You're everything a big bad wolf could want. Listen to me, Little Red Riding Hood. Two sons are looking good. There's nothing a big bad wolf could want. What big eyes you have, the kind of eyes that drive those men.
Once upon a time in a little house, in a little wood, lived a mother and her daughter. The mother loved to cook. All day long, she would spend hours experimenting with different recipes to create exciting new exotic dishes. Unfortunately, she wasn't a very good cook, and often her recipes were a complete disaster.
Here we are, dear my delicious scrambled cabbage and spaghetti. Thanks, Mum, but really, I'm not very hungry. Not hungry, nothing now. Eat up on Wednesday, Tuesday, I think what after.
Little Red Riding Hood pretended to eat the food,
It's very good.
and she pretended to like it. Just then, the phone rang.
Hello, Granny. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, me too. What's the matter, Mum? Oh, Granny's not feeling very well. Perhaps I should go and see her. Why don't I go, Mum? Perhaps I could bring her some of this horrible, lovely scrambled cabbage fish spaghetti. But you haven't finished your dinner. It's okay. I'll eat them on the way.
So, Little Red Riding Hood began to pack her basket with as much of her mum's food as possible. She filled it full of scrambled cabbage fish spaghetti,
Air!
cheese ice cream,
Air!
Brussels sprout custard,
Air!
and turnip squash.
Yes, Mum. It's in the box. Yes, Mum. And I know. Don't talk to any strangers.
So, Little Red Riding Hood said goodbye to her mum, and off she went to visit her gran.
It's all different today. I hear every mother say, Mother needs something today to calm her down. And though she's not really ill, there's a little yellow pill. She goes running for the shelter of her mother's welfare and it comes from.
Little Red Riding Hood happily skipped through the forest on her way to Grandma's house. It was a beautiful day. The sun was shining and the birds were singing.
Hello, flowers. Hello, trees. Hello, buttons and roses.
But hiding in the woods, ready and waiting, was the big bad wolf.
Oi, you! Where do you think you're going? I'm taking this food to Grandma's house. Food? I'm starving. Give me some. I can't stop and talk. My mum told me never to speak to strangers.
Little Red Riding Hood tried to continue, but the big bad wolf stopped her.
Wait. If you don't give me some food, I'll bite you. Well, okay. If I give you some food, what will you do for me? Anything you like.
So Little Red Riding Hood thought about it for a while. Then she said, hop on one leg.
Hop on one leg.
Then she said, shake your bottom.
Shake your bottom.
And then she said,
Put a funny face.
put a funny face. And then she said, do all three together. After this, the wolf was exhausted and very hungry.
I've done everything you wanted. Now can I have some food? No, I've asked you and Grandma. Goodbye. Wait, how about I show you where to get some beautiful flowers? Oh yes, flowers would be lovely. Now just there. I'll hold your basket. Thank you.
So Little Red Riding Hood began to pick the flowers, forgetting completely what her mother had told her about sticking to the path. The wolf howled with delight
Oh!
and quickly began to eat the food. However, as we know, Little Red Riding Hood's mother was not the best cook in the world.
Yeah, this is disgusting. Right, little Miss Goody Pants. I'll have to eat you instead.
But then the wolf had an idea. Instead of eating Little Red Riding Hood, he would eat her granny. And then when Red Riding Hood comes to Granny's house with the flowers, he would gobble her up as well. 2 for the price of 1. So with a howl and a growl, the big bad wolf set off towards Granny's house. At Granny's house, Granny was busy tidying up, ready for the little visit by Little Red Riding Hood. She cleaned the table and mopped the floor and put on her favourite clothes. Soon there was a knock at the door.
Who's there? It's me. I'm a little girl. Let me in. What little girl? The little girl with mascara food. Now let me in, please, Granny.
The big bad wolf banged on the door again, but Granny still was not too sure.
How do I know you are who you say you are? What's my favorite color? Green. No. Blue. No. Is it yellow? No. Pink. No, no, no. I'm not listening. You go away.
The wolf thought really hard and finally had an idea.
Wait, I know. Wait. Oh, I know. It is red. Is it red? Yes, red is my favorite color. Now come.
Granny went to open up the door, but when she opened it, it wasn't Little Red Riding Hood she was expecting, but it was the big bad wolf, and he said,
It's dinner time. We're going to eat you up.
Grandma said,
No, don't eat me. It's not nice to eat people.
I'm not meant to be nice. I'm the big bad wolf.
But I'm too old. I won't taste very good.
You taste okay to me now. Come here.
Grandma said, I'll tell your mum.
I'll tell your mom.
No, please don't tell my mom.
Just then, the wolf heard Little Red Riding Hood skipping through the woods towards the house. He pushed Granny into the wardrobe and said, quick.
Quick, get in there and don't make a sound.
Then he started to put on Grandma's clothes. He put his legs in first. And then he put his arms in. And then he zipped it up. And put his hat on. And sat himself down. And awaited the arrival of Little Red Riding Hood. He licked his lips and howled with delight.
Oh!
When Little Red Riding Hood arrived at Granny's house, she was surprised to see the door already open. She knocked on the door and called her inside for Granny.
Hello, Granny. Are you there?
She came in.
Granny, are you okay? You sound very strange. Yes, Dad. Before I come
But as Little Red Riding Hood went a little closer, she noticed it wasn't just Granny's voice that was strange. She also looked rather peculiar too.
Grandma, what big ears you have? What big eyes you have?
So Little Red Riding Hood crept a little closer to the bed. But then she noticed Grandma also looked very odd.
Grandma, what a big nose you have. Nose older than Grandma, what big feet you have. Older than what about my teeth? Grandmother, what big teeth you have. I'm not older than my teeth. Wait a minute, you're not my granny.
And the wolf shouted, "Dinner time!" But just as the wolf was about to eat Little Red Riding Hood, a brave woodcutter was walking by and heard her screaming. Once again, the wolf quickly hid Little Red Riding Hood in the wardrobe with Granny and waited for the woodcutter to arrive. The woodcutter, who had heard Little Red Riding Hood screaming, pushed the door open and bravely walked into the house. He was tall, strong and brave, but unfortunately he'd forgot his glasses and he couldn't see very well. The woodcutter said, "Hello."
Nope. Is anyone there? I've come to help.
The wolf stayed very, very still, as it seemed the woodcutter couldn't see him without his glasses. As soon as he had a chance, the wolf tried to tiptoe out without the woodcutter even noticing. But he was too late! The woodcutter said, "Granny!"
Hey! What was all that shouting about? Come on back.
The wolf said, I'm just
going out for a walk. Goodbye. No, you should be in bed.
So the woodcutter helped Granny back into the bed. He tucked her in and was about to leave when he heard something strange coming from the wardrobe.
Like a wolf to me.
He bravely walked to see what it was, but completely walked in the wrong direction, for he was short-sighted. The wolf said,
Not that way.
the woodcutter said,
Don't leave, Granny. I'll save you.
and walked in the wrong direction again. The wolf said,
That's the wrong way.
the woodcutter said, and again walked in the wrong direction. The poor woodcutter ended up going round in circles. He walked back to where he originally was, and finally the wolf had a plan. The wolf stood up and crept behind the woodcutter, and with a big hit him on the head, and the woodcutter was completely knocked out and fell on the floor. The wolf said,
Now, at last I can eat.
before he had time to enjoy his meal, out of the wardrobe came Little Red Riding Hood and Granny. And through the front door came Little Red Riding Hood's mum. The wolf said,
Cut a wolf eat in peace.
they helped the woodcutter up and then quickly surrounded the wolf. And they made him say sorry.
Say sorry. I'm sorry. It's just that I'm always so hungry.
Then Little Red Riding Hood's mum had an idea.
I want to live.
From now on, to stop the big bad wolf from eating anything, she would come round every single day and cook some of her best dishes. And they were scrambled cabbage fish spaghetti with cheese-flavoured ice cream, all washed down with a lovely glass of turnip squash. And everyone lived happily ever after.
Hey there, Little Red Riding Hood. We sure are looking good. You're everything a big bad wolf could want.
And agree they did a great job, didn't they? Learning all those lines and remembering.